Why, hello there. What brings you to the cold vacuum of space? Are you here to take me home? Do you have a desk I can borrow? Oh, you just want more Does It Science. Fine, but be careful what you wish for. See what I mean? Alright, let's roll the intro. Where do you think you're going? You got yourself into this. You're not going anywhere now. Last season we had a small discussion about vaccinations, in which we had a few unkind words to say about the current state of the pharmaceutical system, particularly in the United States. But does this mean that we should turn to homeopathy and alternative medicine? That's what we're here to figure out. But first, let's lay down the groundwork. Falsifiability. In conventional medicine, the relevant definition is clinically effective, that there is a statistically significant effect in a suitably controlled and randomized test sample. This includes accounting for the placebo effect. One could propose that this alternative medicine over here is more effective than this conventional medicine over here, and test that hypothesis. Should the results come back that there is no statistically significant improvement, the hypothesis is falsified, which is most often the case. Reproducibility. It would certainly be possible, should any kind of homeopathic or alternative cure be shown to be anything more than a placebo. Regarding homeopathy, it is clear in test after test have no significant effect, and as for alternative medicine in general, well, when a medication is shown to be reproducible, it becomes conventional medicine. Control. Yes, homeopathy and alternative medicine can be controlled, the same way conventional medicine can. It just so happens that they fail with stunning efficiency. Consistency. So far, we've actually done pretty well in the DIS score. It's just a shame for Team Sugar Pill Wordwater that it fails in all those aspects. But in regards to consistency, the pseudoscientific nature of this notion becomes all too clear. See, homeopathy involves diluting a drug in water or alcohol. There is likely not even a single molecule of the drug in the final remedy given to the patient. The idea is that the essence of the drug is transferred to the water. The idea is, in the most literal sense, physically impossible. There's no explanation for how fairly simple H2O molecules can contain the essence of far more complex ones. Naturalistic explanations for naturalistic phenomena. Of course, proponents will try to brush this off with the idea of water memory. I think you see where I'm going with this. While the intent of naturalist legitimacy is usually present, when pushed against a wall, the homeopathic mindset falls back on a mystical ignorance of modern medicine. I think a history of homeopathy will help to shed some light on the situation. Invented by Samuel Christian Hahnemann, a German physician who had become dissatisfied with the medicine of his day, homeopathy comes from a dark age in medicine, before germ theory or antibiotics or sterilization or anesthesia or anything we take for granted as being standard medical practice. So you can understand his frustration. So what was his solution? Well, much like trying to resist the Borg, his attempts proved to be futile for many years, until he made an incredulous observation. He took a small amount of cinchona bark, which contains quinine, the drug used to treat malaria, and developed the symptoms of malaria. From this, he wrote homeopathy's first law, let likes be cured by likes. This was followed by many other laws, including the law of infinitesimal doses, the infamous water dilution trick that is most associated with homeopathy. What's interesting about that is that this particular law was actually a late development in Hahnemann's model. When holding it all together was Ham Sandwich's own theory of disease, the miasm theory. Accordingly, there are 3 miasms which are responsible for all diseases: psychosis, syphilis, and sora. The patient undergoes a homeopathic history consultation, in which they are asked such medically relevant questions as, what kind of music makes you cry? Or, are you a summer or a winter? Or,
can you see the sunset from the south side very good?
This information is combined with the patient's symptoms and their physical constitution based on vital information like hair color. Based on this stringent testing, the homeopath then decides what single remedy will treat the patient's totality. You can't make this shit up. Well, I guess you can, since the very principles of homeopathy run contrary to modern science and established medicine and have never been empirically tested. But you know what I mean. You can't make this shit up. You know how to science. Congratulations. Now go buy yourself a t-shirt. Link in the description.
More episode before the season finale.
Yes, you're.
That's it for this week's episode of Does It Science. We'll take turns on sentences.
Okay.
I'll go first.
All right.
That's it for this week's episode of Does It Science.
There's only one more episode left before the season finale.
So be sure to head over to IndyCarnival.com to catch up on the rest of this season.
And remember,
What the fuck are you guys doing?
like, comment, and subscribe. To send something, friends.
Bye.
Oh, hi, Mom.